Shall we get my first guest out? Yeah! Let's bring out Vic Reeves, ladies and gentlemen.
The night is young, the moon is mellow, and the music in my ears says it's there.
Come on in, Vic.
You part of it,
Yeah, it's an old, isn't it? But an oldie but a goodie.
a very good one. Do you know, Jonathan, you're very slowly, or maybe rapidly turning into Terry Wogan, aren't you?
Gee, now what on earth makes you say that?
With your pregnant pauses and your wry comments.
And my expanding waistline.
Well, you know.
But you've piled on the pounds, look at the size of it.
It's all them chocolate footballs, isn't it?
We're getting older, that's all it is.
Yeah, we're enjoying life, we're relaxing.
You've got to do that.
And it's about time.
And are you enjoying family life because you've just become a father again?
Yeah, I know. It's, you know, 3 weeks now, twins, and so I've got to know the bedroom at night a lot better than I used to.
Because they must be keeping you up. Now what do you have? You have a boy and a girl, is that right?
2 girls.
2 girls?
Yeah. Elizabeth and Nell.
Elizabeth and Nell, 2 lovely, charming little girls?
Elizabeth the first, and maybe Nell Gwyn.
Now, the girls, are they identical twins? Are they?
No, they look quite different. You can tell that you know, when they were within.
Yes.
That she was naughty, Nell, when she was in there, because she was turning right. And we went to a scan once, and she actually revolved.
While you were watching?
Whilst we were watching,
wow.
She just like did a complete tumble, and she does the same thing now.
That must be quite weird to watch. Because I've seen scans, I've never seen that much activity.
Yeah, and she had the juggling balls and everything.
But it can't be a lot of space in there when there's 2 of them.
Well, you wouldn't have thought so, would you? But that's what she did.
That's remarkable.
Are you trying to say that I'm lying?
We know you like to exaggerate things.
No, she did. She did a complete, well, I say 180 revolve.
For comic effect.
Yeah, and a wink.
Yeah.
And thumbs up. Well, nearly there. Nearly cooked.
And congratulations, though. What a lovely thing to have, especially so late in your life, to have 2 young children.
Well, Picasso was 90 when he spawned his final.
Well, didn't Charlie Chaplin have one when he was like 102?
Yeah, he's still going now.
I bet when it came out...
In his cryogenic pen.
But it must have been like dust when it came out. She probably had to mix it with water before she could use it.
Plaster of Paris. Oh, imagine that. Oh, imagine.
OK, Vic Reeves has written his memoir, and it is called Moir. Memoir, because your real name, of course, is?
Jim Moir.
Jim Moir, so it's Moir. Memoir.
Yeah.
Memoir. OK.
Moir.
It's a good title for the book.
It is, it's very clever, isn't it? That's the only bit that I didn't actually write. My friend Rod Wilcox actually came up with that title.
Do you mind me saying that's the best bit about the book, though?
Right, thanks. I just changed the name.
When is he doing his book? It's a great read, and what I love about it is, what's charming about it is, well, obviously you're an interesting person. I think everyone would, you know, assume that anyway because of your comedy. You know, seriously, you're an unusual person in some ways. This is only the first 19, 20 years of your life?
First 20 years, yeah.
Okay. Now, why did you decide, first of all, why decide to end it there?
Because I started writing it in March last year and I finished just after New Year and the deadline was February.
So really, it was just because you'd only got that far? No.
It was, well, I got to, you know, I was really getting near to the deadline and I was 18. And I thought, because if I carried on, it was just going to be like that thick. So I thought, what I'll do is I'll stop it at 20, and then that gives room for a few more.
But you know why I loved it? I don't know if any of you read Clive James' books over the years. He had a number of books he brought out which traced his early life in Australia.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed reading them, and they were a terrific read. They weren't just the story of someone's, you know, appearance on the scene and their rise to fame. It was really about his life. And that's very much the feeling I got from this. I mean, I really enjoyed reading it.
Well, it gives
over
you
and above it being about you and TV.
It tells you what it was like growing up in the 60s and 70s.
And it's a lovely feeling. And there's a picture from the book there we have of you with... that's your grandfather, wasn't it?
Yeah, Grampy.
And he comes out of it as a very interesting character.
Look at me there, I look cool, don't I?
You look like a girl, to be honest. You tell a story in the book about how he had odd schemes for raising money.
Who, me?
No, your grandfather.
Oh, he did, yeah, he used to, he used to dress me up as an Arab boy and send me along the seafront at Scarborough saying, I'm a poor Arab boy, can I have some money? And I used to get it and take it back to him. And he'd take it down to Jimmy Corrigan's arcades and put it on the machines.
See, I don't think you wouldn't be able to get away with that these days.
Not nowadays, no. It was kind of sort of acceptable then.
I don't think it really was fully acceptable, even then, to be honest with you, but it's charming. So it's kind of the story of you growing up and your experience then, and I'm amazed at your recall, though. I'm amazed at how you remember, because I can't remember that much about my childhood.
Well, when you start writing, you open up these channels, there's like little trapdoors that open up, and once you start concentrating on one thing, all the rest of it starts coming out. So I found that happened, and also a very good way of writing these things I found is like I had a book of 70s music, so what was in the charts. That's so I think, well, what was happening in the summer holidays in 1972, and I see what was in the charts, then all the memories come flying back.
So music triggered the memory?
Yeah.
Do you think it was better being a kid back then than it is being a kid today, with comparing your own childhood to that of your children?
Well, I don't know. I mean, yeah, kids, well, they've got computers now, haven't they? So, like, Alice, my daughter Alice, is always on MSN. That's how she communicates in some kind of spiky language with her friends, which I don't understand at all. But
Well, there's so much more for them to do these days. There's like loads of... I mean, when we were kids, you had maybe one cartoon a day if you were lucky.
Well, I didn't
On a
really
bad
watch
day,
TV.
It wasn't a cartoon, it was the Wombles, wasn't it?
I was out with an axe trying to smash up an ant's nest. Well, didn't you do that?
No. I was quite peaceful. I let ants live and they got on with their existence. I
started making these. I've got one for you here. I started making these little, it's a little Spitfire there.
That's very nice. That's very nice. It's made out of some sort of, it appears to be chewing gum.
This flesh.
And it has what looks like, appears to have pubic hairs attached.
Yes.
Is any of that deliberate?
They're pubes.
Look at that. Why would you give this to another man? I don't understand what this means. What do I have to do in return now? I'll be honest with you, I'm a little frightened. Can I say that's the worst thing you've ever given me? And you've given me some horrible things in the past, as you well know. Yeah, you gave me a terrible coleslaw once. Is it coleslaw? Coleslaw.
Coleslaw.
He's not a good cook.
Admittedly, my skills at making coleslaw are redundant.
Now, I have known Vic for many years. How long have I known you?
20 years.
20 years I've known Vic Reeves for, ladies and gentlemen. I first met him when he was performing as a kind of DJ type person, doing comedy, and I wasn't aware of your comedy at the time.
Yeah.
And then I saw the comedy and I fell in love with it, as so many people did, and invited Vic to come on the show I had on TV way back when in 1988. And I think this was your first TV appearance in this kind of role. You'd done one appearance before this.
I did, it was Silas Proud Harvest.
Yeah.
Because there was a kind of garden special.
We
it was
had
like a garden fete.
Now, have a look at this clip. Now, you won't instantly recognise Vic because he's aged quite a lot since then.
and the tone of voice, as far as I remember, I was about 3 octaves higher.
Yeah, you look very different. I, on the other hand, look exactly as I do now. So, let's have a look. This is Vic Reeves on The Last Resort back in 1988, I think.
Strangely for a chat show, we get a lot of letters about gardening tips, which I always find something we never talk about gardening, but we're lucky today to have our gardening stall here and our magnificent gardening man himself, Silas Proudharvest. Silas, can I inquire, what are you doing there, Silas?
Sorry, that's how you doing there, Jonathan, yeah.
What are you
I'm just nailing my plums down for winter. Just so I know where they are for the winter period.
Yes, of course you are. Now, Silas, I was rather amazed we had so many letters because this is a fun kind of show, and gardening seems like a dull subject to me. Is there room for fun in the garden?
Of course there's room for fun in the garden, Jonathan. Everyone knows that there's room for fun in every walk of life, isn't there, ladies and gentlemen? I'm sure you know that. Of course, like, you know, for a laugh in the garden, I merely hold up a sweet and just laugh at it.
It's well,
It's beautiful, isn't it?
it certainly
And
is.
I'll hold a couple of peanuts up, that brings a smile to the face.
It does.
I'll dig a trot and put a bit of cheese in it.
And not to mention the mallow.
Inexperienced youths at work. You know what is interesting about you, I think, is of all the people I've met over the years, and I've met many comedians who are kind of often very keen to get on and very keen to succeed in TV and other areas, it's never struck me that it really actually mattered that much to you. Would I be right?
Well, it matters because it's my living, but I like doing what I like doing. I get easily distracted, put it that way. So if I want to do a painting, I do a painting, a book,
But you've never had a sort of plan as such, have you? Any kind of career plan or any kind
No, if there is one, it's very haphazard. It's random. It's like lightning. But, it's a very fortunate position to be in where you can, I can write a book.
Yeah.
And maybe have it viewed more than if no one had known who I was.
Basically because
that
you're
was in
well
a
known.
very stammered kind of way. That was.
I thought you were having a stroke, I'll be honest with you.
I was having a stroke. Did you see that the kind of stroke that I was having?
I got concerned for a minute. I thought, that's it, we're going to have to send him home in a bloody ambulance. My probing has brought on an attack of some sort. But it's a really charming read, and what I get out of it is a real sense of love you have for that period of your life and also for your family.
Yeah.
Which is lovely, because you don't often see that when people write books. Often it's not so much about that.
Well, you had a good time when you were a kid, didn't you?
I had a lovely time.
And I wrote down what happened, and I tried to make it amusing along the way.
It's a very warm book, it's a very funny book, and with Father's Day looming, it would make a lovely Father's Day gift, I would thought.
Yeah, go out and buy it for your 47-year-old fathers.
Is that specifically the age that it appeals to you, Phil?
Well, that's my age, and that's the age that's, so if you're that age, then it's going to have some, they have
some resonance.
Yeah.
Don't sell yourself short. It appeals to people I would have saw from the age from like 44 to 48. Here's the thing I want to show you before you go. Do you remember Jack Hargreaves on TV?
Oh, Out of Town.
You see, there's nothing like that on TV for kids today.
No, I was great. I used to live it because he didn't actually live in that century, did he? He said when I grew up, I'd be going around in something like horse and cart with some gypsies in it.
This was a guy in a shed, an old man in a shed, who used to show you how to sort of whittle or do a knot. And in a given show, on any given week, that's all you'd get. You'd get like one thing, like one knot.
Yeah.
You know, one week I think it was a difficult knot. He said, join me next week and I'll show you how to finish it off.
Well, I was
Nothing
an
much
avid
happened.
viewer.
I was an avid viewer as well. He used to show people how to make a coracle out of twigs, didn't he?
Yeah.
Did you ever do that?
Many a time, yeah.
See
Actually,
that?
I did, but they always sank.
Did you make a coracle?
I made a coracle, yeah, with tar and everything, and we put a boy in and set him adrift on a lake.
What happened to him?
Well, I don't know, we ran off over the field.
We don't know. Well, you didn't have that.
He was crying for help the last time I saw him. That was the last time I saw him ever.
All right, well, anyway, you're spoiling what could have been a beautiful moment with your tale of bullying and abuse. Here's a clip of Jack Hargreaves on Out of Town. This was how it used to be.
It's now got to the stage where it's got overgrown, the trunk's hollow and the starlings are nesting in it. It's got a sort of afro top, which is impossible to prune, and it produces millions of little apples, most of which are useless. Old apples do this. In their last days, they produce myriads of offspring, most of whom are pretty second rate. I hope that doesn't apply to the human race. Anyway, it's a very good apple. It's both a good cooker and a good eater. It tastes very well, although I am told by one of the old inhabitants that originally it was... Yeah, lovely. Originally it was a cider apple.
You see?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? An old man in a shed sucking on an apple.
And that's where I'm hoping to be.
That's all you wanted to watch when you were a kid, isn't
That's
it?
what I want to do. Let's recreate it. I want to be him in the shed next week.
I suspect we could get that off the ground if you wanted.
Do you think so?
Do you want to do that?
Yeah, the new Out of Town.
I can sense from the general fear hanging over the audience that they think we're not joking. And we're not. I'm going to say goodbye to you. Vic,
Thank you.
how lovely to see you again. The book is tremendous. It really is. It's a really lovely read. Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much. I like it.
Congratulations also on being a father yet again.
Yeah.
Good luck with the twins, and I hope to see you again soon.
You will. I'll see you out there in a bit.
No, I don't like to mix with the guests after the show.
Right, thanks. Bye.
Vic Reeves, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Nice suit, by the way. Now, I'm very well...